Hey everybody, back again with another video. As you saw just now, my new wheels have arrived, the ones I ordered the other day. Actually decided to order slightly different ones than the ones that I'd put on the video that we recorded earlier in the week, because I did a little bit of research after I finished recording the video and determined that those bigger wheels that I was looking at ordering actually were gonna be more problematic than good for the boosted board. There was going to be a huge sacrifice in torque, essentially power, acceleration, which would give you ultimately a better top speed, which isn't what I was really looking for. I was looking for a smoother ride. So I've decided to scrap going for the bigger sized wheels like I thought was the right option. It was also going to involve new belt kits, new pulleys and everything. It was just going to become a little bit too complicated, and given everything that's going on at the moment, I don't even know if that stuff would have been able to arrive. So I decided to go for another set of wheels, which I thought would be, I can't remember if I mentioned them in the video or not, but I thought they're a little bit more standard for a boosted board. It's all arrived today. We got ourselves, I didn't even know how to pronounce these. Caguamas? Caguamas? Caguama. Caguamas, I think. Orangutangs, essentially like the wheels that come with the original V2 boosted board. They had orange kegels on them, 85mm, the same as these. These essentially, well, let me back up a little bit so that I can explain what these are. So these are replacement wheels for the wheels on my boosted Stealth. Now these are far better wheels than the stock wheels that come with the boosted Stealth. Boosted had a partnership with this company originally when they were developing wheels for the boards, and then they opted for the Stealth and the Mini X to go with their own proprietary wheels, which are just not as good as the orangutans. Big difference between the Caguamas and the Kegels being the wheels that came on the original boosted boards, is the rounded edge here. So the Kegels have a straight edge, whereas the Caguamas have a more rounded edge here. And the Kegels also don't have this pattern here. And I think the color as well. These come in like blue, purple, yellow, orange, I think. Whereas the other ones, well, the boosted always used orange. I don't know if there are other colors of Kegels. Actually, I think there are purple ones as well. But this essentially is the next iteration of those. These are awesome on electric skateboards because of the curved edge, meaning the wheels are probably not going to grip quite as much when you're carving. It's going to give you more flex in your carve, but they're going to be really good. They'll stick to the road like glue, which is what you want. You don't want to be flying off your skateboards. So I got these, a couple of sets of bearings. I got a new set of ceramics and another set of ABEC bearings. These are going to be for the longboard that I was setting up last week, just because the bearings I put onto it weren't great. And these can replace the bearings on my boosted board because I haven't replaced them since I got it. I also got another pair of longboard wheels. Same thing again. Orangutans. These are fat frees. They're a little bit smaller. These aren't for an electric skateboard. They're just for a longboard or a shortboard or something like that. So I'm going to set these ones up as well. And then I got some new grip tape. Just some bits and pieces to keep me sane while I'm stuck at home in isolation and can't go out. Look at this. Leopard. So what I'll do is I'm going to crack these things open. We'll start with that. Until that noise has stopped. We'll go and set these up on the boosted board, and then I'm going to take it for a spin around the block. There we go. Nice squishy wheels. Might do a video explaining the different sizes and hardness of the skateboard wheels, because I know I kind of did it in the last video, but it was a kind of average explanation and it was kind of rushed and stuff. So I might make a separate video just on that so that it can be a little bit more educational. But these are 85mm big, like size. They're 56mm wide or deep, I guess. And they are 77A, which is one of the softest. I don't even know if they make skateboard wheels softer than 77A. I mean, assuming they do, they definitely make roller skate wheels softer than 77A. But in terms of skateboard wheels, I'm not sure if they get much softer than that. These are pretty soft. It means that they will wear out faster, but they cushion much more of the impact when you're skating. You can even see it flexing when I'm grabbing it, which make them much more comfortable to ride on. All right, let's go downstairs, we'll grab the boosted board and we'll try and set up a setup so I can record myself setting that thing up. This is one of the main reasons I've decided to replace these. These are just splitting and you can feel on all of the wheels, they're just splitting. I think that's because of the straight edge on them. I think it's just time that these ones came off. I mean, that and the blue wheels look really, really cool. I guess I can take everyone through the steps on how to replace these if you're not sure. So first thing you want to do is remove the nut that's holding the wheel onto the board. Easiest way to do that is just with a skate tool. Any simple skate tool should have, or any basic skate tool that you use for just changing normal skateboard wheels around will have the right fittings for that. Make sure you look after the nut and the washer. You don't want to lose them unless you have new gear, but you probably don't. Motor cap. This is the thing that protects the belt from getting any junk in it. You just need to use an Allen key to do that. And there goes your motor cap. So that now exposes the belt drive, where you can reduce the tension on the belt. So what you want to do here is you want to loosen off these 4 screws. There's 2 under here, you can't quite see. There's 2 under there. So you loosen off these screws here, and not completely out, just loosen them, and that will reduce the tension on the belt, which will allow you to remove the wheel. So let's do that quickly. And these ones are tight. Just change the angle here because it's a little bit easy to see, but you can see now that that's been loosened. We have no tension on the belt anymore, which should allow us to slide it straight off like that. You need to remove this hub, but to do that, you need a screwdriver, basically a flathead screwdriver, and you kind of stick it in here and kind of pry it off. This is how you go about replacing the belts on your board as well, but you can see this one here is in pretty good condition. There's a little bit of a mark there. There's no damage, there's no fraying or anything like that, so this belt's still got plenty of life in it. Going around and loosen the gear, and now we can remove that as well. And then we're left with the wheel and a bearing in the wheel, and we're left with the gear here as well. For anyone curious, this is essentially just a giant bearing, so you can see it in there. And this just acts as a bearing, hence why you only need 1 bearing on the rear wheels of a boosted board. And this is, this just replaces the need for that. So now that we've done that, all we really need to do is the opposite to replace the back wheels. The opposite basically being get your new wheel, put a single bearing in the front of this wheel, replace the gear on the back of this wheel, and then put the belt back on, put the wheel back on, screw the caps back on, and screw the wheel back in. Pretty straightforward. 1 down, 3 to go. Just about to attach the front wheels now as well. These are just like a standard skateboard wheel. There's no hub or motor or anything on these, so it's just a bearing, a spacer, and then another bearing on the back, and then straight onto the side of the board, just like a normal piece of skateboard kit. Nothing different about these ones. So let me chuck these on and then we're all done. 4 wheels have been replaced. Just wiped the board down, changed it. Now just giving it a quick charge before I go out and ride it. Alright, so rode down to the park here on the board. Oh man, this is not gonna work. The wheels feel great though. They still feel the bumps, that's the problem. I was really hoping they would have absorbed a bit more of the shock. Alright, let me get back up this way. The wheels do feel different. They do feel a bit softer. They're not any bigger than my previous wheels, but for some reason I feel higher off the ground. But that could be because I haven't ridden the boosted board in a couple of weeks. I've only been riding my longboard, the longboard in New Zealand when we were back there. So, I mean, that could be the reason. This thing's awesome. I miss this thing so much. To go somewhere I can ride this thing around a little bit. Maybe the basketball courts, that was pretty empty. So in general, these are a good upgrade. These are great. I need to spend more time with them, obviously, to get a bit of feel for like riding them long distances, commuting, things like that, which I can't do at the moment. Okay, no one can. But for now, these things feel awesome. Roll the montage. Okay, the verdict on these wheels. These were a good upgrade for the boosted board. I've only ridden around on them for like half an hour or so after setting it up. Now the birds are going crazy. I feel like they're a good upgrade for my board. I just want to ride more on them. I want to ride more around. The fact that they're a little bit squishier than the previous boosted wheels. I think that edge is going to mean that they don't crack as easily. Like my hair is crazy. Like the wheels that I had, or the stock wheels on the boosted board, how they all cracked around the edge, how I showed earlier in the video. I think that's just going to prevent that from happening. And they look awesome. I think any of the colors would look cool. There's purple and orange as well. They look awesome. I think the only problem is they're going to get really, really dirty. These are a super easy upgrade. You don't have to do anything. You literally just take off the old wheels and put on the new ones. There's a little bit of unscrewing of the hub motors and things like that, but it's pretty damn straightforward. I can definitely vouch for these ones and recommend these ones. These compromise nothing about the board. They just give you better experience than the stock wheels, which unfortunately they're good, and I wouldn't suggest getting rid of them unless they're worn out, but they're not as good as these ones. That's all there is to it. Thank you again for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know if you ride a boosted board, what kind of wheels you have. If you have upgraded your wheels to any of these. These are awesome. I love these. These look so cool. Thanks guys. Bye.